Hello, hi, welcome to the Good Life Meditation for the 15th day of August 2025. My name is Kurt. I'm glad you're here. This is an exercise that I do every morning at around 5:30 a.m. to remember my life objectives and principles, those which are outlined in my book, Going Alone, which I'll refer to several times throughout this video. You can read this for free at goingalone.org. I also use this time to think about yesterday and any noteworthy challenges or opportunities that I met, to think about how I could improve or to note where I did well so that I can do more of the same. I also sometimes talk about the general atmosphere of things, as I think I'll likely do today, per my notes. But I go over my creed and then I prepare for the coming day. So this is kind of like if you were thinking of like a checkpoint, right? So I used to be a project manager, so I used to have these periodic checkpoint meetings with the team. How are we doing? Are we delivering on our scope? How are we doing relative to the schedule? How's the budget? That's what this is, but every day. All right, and for me. So, but before I do all of that, I like to have a little bit of a disclaimer part and a welcome part and a thank you part. So here, not in that order. First, I want to say hi and welcome to the many, many new subscribers to my channel. It's good to have you here. My name is Kurt. I'm a 61-year-old retired American living here in the countryside of Japan with my 61-year-old Japanese wife. We are parents. We have our daughter is 24, living up in Tokyo. We're pretty much newly retired. We're about 7 months into our retirement journey together, which is turning out to be a bit of a challenge and an interesting one, and it provides a lot of fuel and fodder for these videos. So we'll probably be talking a lot about the experience of retirement today and in future videos. I do talk about sensitive subjects because this is a Dear Diary video, an open book. You can listen in if you like and leave your comments, although I don't read or respond to comments until I'm done. But I do talk about sensitive subjects sometimes, like death, so be forewarned. Finally, a huge thank you to my supporters on YouTube, my members on YouTube, and my supporters on Patreon, my patrons, and anyone who watches my videos. Again, to use the word fuel, you fuel my living here in Japan, literally. Oh, let's take a quick check of the temperature. It's currently it's nice, 24 degrees, right in the green zone for temperature, and pretty humid, 86% humidity. So 24 degrees and 86%. We have regular folks who usually show up for this video, so they'll usually chime in with their own temperatures around the world. It's an interesting little spot check. And with that, let's get into it. And just to break one little note real quick. I am not myself today. This has been a very interesting, challenging, and exhausting week. I did say that I'm retired, but as such, I have started a business, largely to keep me busy, and the business is doing well. It's an eBay online business, and I spent the first 3 days of this week working at that, and I'm utterly exhausted. And then yesterday I took a day off and went to the river with my wife and my sister-in-law. And though we had a great time, I'm still more exhausted. I probably will skip radio exercise this morning. Usually at 6:30 a.m. I join the other seniors up the street and we do our morning exercise, but I'm probably going to skip that this morning. Just not on my game, and I have a lot of orders to ship. I think I have 4 orders to ship today, which is a lot for me. Okay, so moving on to my notes. I have 2 notes relative to today. First was that yesterday was a really good day off. Very simple little note. I really had a nice time off yesterday. And well, there's more to it than that. There's more. That's like saying it's a placid sea. There's things relative to all of that. I had a good day yesterday, and it wasn't just because it was a fun day. the normal things, I'm getting better, I believe, at least this week, at tackling the challenges that I face here in Japan as they arise. I felt a little bit invulnerable yesterday. I think that relates to the second note here. It says, I know that's different. I felt a little bit invulnerable, like I was up for the day. I was ready for it. I knew what the day could offer. I felt like a boxer or maybe a professional wrestler stepping in the ring with a host of challengers, under the ropes, seeing who's going to climb under the rope to come out and take me on now. That's because I headed out because I had a big day yesterday. Even the reason it was a big day was that we were out in the community. I was driving, ostensibly making decisions, kind of leading the way in foreign guy that I am. That's the kind of circumstance, everyday circumstance here in Japan that is ripe with opportunity for issues, for challenges at least. That's maybe one of the reasons why I spend so much time here in my room and on my balcony, not just because it is absolutely a splendid place to exist, but because it's a little bit hidden away from all of that, the Japanness. I love Japan, but I don't fit here. I never have fit very well in Japan. It's a hard place for me to live. As a resident, it's a good place to be as a tourist. There is that distinction. But no, I don't need to say that. So back to that image, right? And the wrestler, I climbed under the rope, got my mask on. Who's going to come up first? Because as I went through the day, and I actually approached the day like that yesterday, heading out in towards the river, driving the car, going to pick up Yoko, stopping at the convenience store, off to the river, making the decisions about where to go, where to park, what to do, etc., etc. Who's going to come up to the ring? Nobody stepped forward. That was an interesting day. I felt like I was really ready for any challenge that would arise yesterday, and nothing stepped forward. I literally stepped out into the ring. Who's it going to be? Blue Ox. Some guy, a big giant guy with a blue, speedos. Blue Ox. Are you going to come up and fight me? No. How about you, the Ringling Sisters? The Ringling Sisters. Maybe two buff women, that work as a pair. With a carnival theme. Are you gonna come up and fight me? They didn't come up and fight me up here. How about you? Taco Macho. There's like a guy down there, with a taco stand. That's his gimmick. Taco Macho, and he's got the Mexican wrestler mask on. Hey, hi Chihuahua. I'm sorry if I'm kidding. Is Taco Macho gonna come up and fight me? Big macho guy. He's making up his tacos there, straight from Mexico City. No, Taco Macho didn't come. The Ringling Sisters didn't come up. Blue Ox didn't come up. None of them showed up. I had a hell of a day. I was raring to go, and nobody came up to fight me. So it was a good day. Now, I got nothing to report. I had a fun day. I'm exhausted as a result, but sometimes the world just leaves me alone, Well, that's the thing, right? I mean, I say one of the principles in my creed, hashtag, life will not go well. Sometimes life goes well. Yesterday, life went well. Okay, yeah, we'll figure. Maybe today, Taco Macho will show up. Okay, so the second note here it's a very interesting one, which I just came up with as I was starting the camera. I was like, this idea popped into my head, and that's why it's so good to do this live, right? Because you take the time, you get everything set up, and you put the words in your head, and the idea is, and if I can read it, wow, what the hell is, I wrote this just a few minutes ago, and I can't read it. can't read this, but I know what it means. It's what I meant was that maybe I don't even remember what it means. It's passing, and I knew it as I was writing it down because I didn't write it very clearly. My writing is not clear ever. And I thought, Kurt, you're going to lose this thought, which is happening more and more. I know. It looks like I read safe at liberty. And what it simply meant, I think, was that I'm going to let it go. Clearly it wasn't important enough to write clearly nor to remember well. So it was an ephemeral peripheral thought. Maybe just another little artifact of the fact that I'm dead tired. Okay, let's do the creed. My 8 objectives are to be always ready to die, to make good and effective use of time, to develop and maintain good and sound life principles, to cultivate good emotional reactions, to perform good actions relative to my creed, to recognize my true limits and true opportunities, to do just one thing at a time and do that thing slowly and deliberately and carefully, and to keep my balance. All right, one principle to read today. I think yesterday I like principle number 32, script. I think I read script writing yesterday. No, maybe I read the bullseye aim. Yeah. Today I'm going to read the uphill climb. Sub-principle, the open ocean swim. I will rise each morning and turn my attention to the uphill grade, to the slope which leads up, to the path which resists my climb yet yields ever-widening horizons with each step forward. I will move forward and up. I will rarely stop, and I will never willingly go back or even cast a longing backwards glance at the places I've been and have left behind. Another way to look at this is from the perspective of my life by the sea, where sometimes I slip alone into the ocean to swim far out to deep water, and then along the shore. The water is deep out there, and the waves incessant, pushing me now up and then back and over and across as I make my best line along the distant shore. No matter how the sea might rock or jostle my body, I carry on. I keep swimming, and when a larger wave foils my attempt to take in a breath of air, filling my mouth instead with salt sea water, I only sputter and spit and yet carry on. I swim through the sea with a steady resolve, apathetic to the sea, while nonetheless engaged upon and within it. This is the uphill and steady climb forward. This is the open ocean swim. As for today, I'm only going to ship items today. I'm not going to list anything. I'm going to skip morning exercise. I'm just too tired. I have a big video to complete. I'll also complete, this is beyond, option to complete my retiring in Japan video upload for the day. I don't even give myself a chance to. The only reason I wouldn't do that is if I was legitimately sick. But I'm going to go ahead and read comments now and then call it quits and go have a cup of tea and finish the video and get started on the listings. Hi Tim, good morning. Weather check here in the UK at 9:35 p.m. is 19.4 C and 82% humidity. Nice temperature, nice humidity too, huh? Humidity has knocked me out this evening. Boy, I tell you, Tim, you and I are so often in a sympathetic circumstance. I feel knocked out right now this morning. You and I are knocked out. Like, I don't know if you were here the whole time, but it's almost like Taco Macho decided to show up with his partner, the Ringling sisters. And they both beat the crap out of us, huh? Ray says, hi, morning. Hi, Ray. Morning, Kurt. 23C and 52. Always coming in with the heavenly weather in Vancouver. Wow. Isn't it Vancouver where you are? Washington State. Yeah, is it Vancouver? Tim. Hi, Tim. I mean, not Tim. Robert. Hello, Kurt. Robert's saying hi to everybody, and his weather is 29C and 35. A little bit hot, a little bit low on the humidity side in Napanee, Ontario. Tim says hi to Robert. Robert says, have you considered taking some creatine? It improves cognitive function. It helps with things like you having a thought and quickly forgetting where you were going. It's cheap and flavorless. No, I've heard of it, but I've not tried it. Maybe I'll look into that. Thank you for the recommendation. Ray says hello to Robert. Tim says, it's funny, Kurt, some days feel like 30, others like 60. Oh, no kidding, man. Today feels like 75. Renaissance, wow, there's a name I haven't seen in a while and from the past. I remember you. Hi, Kurt, very nice interview at the Unpacking Japan channel. Yeah, wasn't that a great interview? Toby's a hell of an interviewer. He asked some great questions. I was the whole time during the interview and then after watching it, I was like, well, that's what it's like to have a young, well-tuned mind, right? So well suited to his task. His questions were fantastic. Thank you for the nice observation. Ray says closer to JPLM or Olympia area. I see. Robert says hi to Renaissance. Renaissance says hi to Robert. And with that, I'm going to sign off and collapse into the rest of the day. Like I said, I have four orders to ship, which is a lot. It's Friday. I want to get them all out. I may not be able to ship the tea one because I think the tea factory is closed till Monday, but I did write to the buyer of the tea and let them know the circumstance, so they're okay with that. Thank you, Renaissance. I appreciate that. Thank you, Robert. You too, and everybody who showed up. Take care, everybody. Be safe, but not too safe. Bye-bye. Thanks, Tim. Bye-bye. Oh, there's Evelyn. Hi, Evelyn. Have a peaceful day. Hi-ho. Hope you feel better. Thank you so much. Take care, Evelyn. Have a great day.